They clearly had a commanding presence, and I felt very honored to be in front of them. But there was an agreement being made, and that's why I was standing in front of them. The agreement was, you won't remember anything you've seen, or you'll never shut up about it. The second part of the agreement was, you have to do the work.
Every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back. Hello, my name is Mark S. And I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure known as severance. I give consent to sever my memories between my work life and my personal life. I acknowledge that once the procedure is complete, I will be unable to access my personal memories whilst on the severed floor.
Say gratitude.
Nor will I retain work memories.
Hey!
Sorry, when I return home at the end of the day. I make these statements freely.
Hi, kids. What's for dinner?
We warned you.
About the greeting? You were kidding.
We hate it. How many reasons did we come up with?
8.
Good morning.
Hi, Mr. Milchek.
Mark, could I have a word?
Petey is no longer with this company.
I'm sorry, Mark. You guys were one of my favorite office friendships.
What happened?
We'd love to tell you, but unfortunately, non-disclosure policy forbids.
I confer upon you the advanced role of department chief. Congratulations. A handshake is available upon request.
Thank you. May I have a handshake? Do I know you?
My name's Petey. I'm from work.
So, we're friends?
I'm your best friend. Nothing is what they say. I used to think it would take a monster to put someone in a place like that office. Especially if the person was himself. If you want to know what's going on down there, you'll find the beginning of a very long answer.
What's happening?
What is it we actually do here?
It's important your eyes be kind. Do you know how to make your eyes kind? On a beautiful day.
begin to understand or open up even more all of the memories of what you really are. And one of the things that occurs then, of course, is that you begin to finally make contact with all of the memories of what you really are. And one of the things that occurs then, of course, is that you begin to finally make contact with what the psychologists call your ish, your inner self-helper. We have also another thing that's come up that deserves broad scientific treatment, and that is, we call it phasing. That this mind consciousness that we have is in full phase. Let's say, hopefully, as I sit and talk to you here, that all of my consciousness is involved in doing this. If you are daydreaming or you're, quote, absent-minded, a part of your consciousness is not here, a very significant part of it. And so if you think of those being phases, that 90% of your mind consciousness is here at this moment, and there's a flicker, and a part of you is phased out of this.
During this condensed case, my subject will describe the dream techniques taught to him by his guide, Axinar. Dr. N. How do you plan to alleviate your brother's grief after returning to the spirit world? Subject. Axinar has been working with me on an effective strategy. It's very delicate because we are with Walt's duplicate. Dr. N. You mean that dual part of Walt's energy mass that remained behind during his incarnation to Earth? Subject. Yes. Axinar has been working with me on an effective strategy. It's very delicate because we are with Walt's duplicate. Dr. N. You mean that dual part of Walt's energy mass that remained behind during his incarnation to Earth? In discussing the energy form of any soul, my first question is, how much energy was left behind in the spirit world before the current incarnation? This question has much to do with the activity or passivity of the soul. There are souls who shed their body form completely at the moment of death. However, many souls with physical and emotional scars from life carry the imprint of this damaged energy back home. After hearing the information contained in this book, I know it must seem cruel that the utopia of our dreams does exist within all of us, but is blocked from conscious memory by amnesia. When some of these blocks are overcome through hypnosis, meditation, prayer, channeling, yoga, imagination, and dreams, or a mental state reached through physical exertion, there is a sense of personal empowerment. Some 2,400 years ago, Plato wrote about reincarnation and said that souls must travel over Lethe, the river of forgetfulness, whose waters produce a loss of memory from our true nature. The sacred truths of our etheric history can be recovered today because we are able to circumvent the conscious mind and reach the unconscious, which was not immersed in the river of forgetfulness. Our higher self remembers our past triumphs and transgressions in a selective way, whispering to us across time and space. Our personal spirit guides endeavor to give us the best from both worlds, the ethereal and material. Each new baby is given a fresh start with an open future. Our spiritual masters wish to produce karmic opportunity without the constraints of our knowing those pitfalls we experienced in former lives. Our spiritual masters wish to produce karmic opportunity without the constraints of our knowing those pitfalls we experienced in former lives. Our spiritual masters wish to produce karmic opportunity
without the constraints of our knowing those pitfalls we experienced in former lives.
And when I say I, this I was not the body, this I was kind of a subtle personality. And the subtle personality itself was of the nature of a blaze. And so it was like what this I, what this identity was, is something like a blaze within another blaze, or an aspect of a larger blaze.
Yeah, there's a sense of being the totality and total complete peace, and the sense of basically that everything had been the whole time made up of love, or something just as fundamental that I didn't have a word for. That my whole life had been this beautiful, perfect play. That my whole life had been this beautiful, perfect play.
They clearly had a commanding presence, and I felt very honored to be in front of them. But there was an agreement being made, and that's why I was standing in front of them. The agreement was, you won't remember anything you've seen, or you'll never shut up about it. The second part of the agreement was, you have to do the work. The second part of the agreement was, you have to do the work.
Mr. Scout. I know you're still weighing whether to return to Lumen. But the Mark I've come to know is happy.
Hello, is anyone there? Is the board on?